It's that time again. It's that time again where Escape Route British streams from the office without warning anybody. And he doesn't let anybody know. And he just copies the video URL and pops it into the Discord. Without even so much as an @everyone or an @here. He just posts it. It's changed to the Lars and the Trash Boys thumbnail again, hasn't it? Right. Chill Hop Radio. I had one issue last time on Chill Hop Radio where there was a song that flagged me. And I just wiped it from the VOD. It takes a while to load the Chill Hop website. I am not using this preset again because this is the one I got caught out on. So I'm going to switch to this one. Wow, that background sound is loud. There we go. And now I can turn that down in my ears. What's that like for everyone? Probably need to have it about there. Right. This document is tape and condition. I have a massive box of VHS tapes here that basically I'm going to upend. I'm going to go through the entire box and then put them all back in. Oh, I need to work in some sort of thing for multiple bucket of tapes. Then that way I'm covered for the very first thing I pulled out, which is the Rugrats video collection. This one is unfortunately missing the cardboard that would be on the bottom. But otherwise, it is 3 tapes. Tommy Trouble, Chucky the Brave, and Double Trouble. Oh, Tommy Troubles. Double Trouble. Yeah, it's a shame about the bottom of the box being missing, but otherwise it is 3 Rugrats VHS releases from, I want to say, 2000 maybe. 1997. 97. So I guess I'm going to have to log this. And I guess how I'm going to do it is I'm going to log it as the Rugrats video collection. Condition, add, notes, missing bottom, some case damage. Okay, Rugrats video collection. I guess I'm going to have to take every single tape out and stack them here on this desk just to be able to then put them back in the giant box. Right! I'm so glad this cover is partially obscured, so I shouldn't run into any problems. This is an 18 cert, this is Scandal, which I would say I've never seen, but that's a lie. I did put it on and ripped this tape, but I was only partially paying attention while it was on. Edition. I've played this tape before, I know it's fine. Maybe I should add the cert. U18. Certificate should be center aligned. Yeah, that'll do. Right. Next up. All News Stories, Thomas and Friends, The Fogman, and Other Stories. Am I live? Yeah. Interesting. I didn't have to click start for the stream. Thomas and Friends, The Fogman. This video contains The Fogman, No Sleep for Cranky, Salty Secret, Harvey to the Rescue, A Bad Day for Harold the Helicopter, Elizabeth the Vintage Lorry, Twin Trouble, Gordon Takes a Tumble, and the song Winter Wonderland. They fit all that in 48 minutes of video. And friends, the Fogman, and other stories. This is a UC, which is a less common cert. Okay. Slightly chipped corners. I'd say slightly chipped corners. 3 of the 4 corners are chipped. Previous owner probably had something and just chipped away at corners. Cadfael, starring Sir Derek Jacobi, as seen on ITV. Sex, nudity, some mild references. There's no point watching it then, is there? Cadfael, The Rose Rent. Don't get too excited. Pokemon the movie on VHS, but this VHS is distorted. I wonder if I've got the footage. If I've got the footage available. Captures? No, I think it's under projects. VHS asset. No, all I've got left is a little clip of Pikachu coming in and being all distorted, but that color, that flashing color, is what's happening in that VHS. I paused for a flicker effect, for a potential analog horror thing that never took off. Yeah, so this tape, the colors flash like crazy, which is a shame because it's a gorgeous yellow tape. I'm holding onto it basically as a prop until I get a better quality, and it's definitely been chewed maybe by someone's pet back in the day, so it's disappointing. Yeah. Unacceptable. Tape displays color bleed. Case utterly fucked. Right. Rudolph the movie. The voice of John Goodman. Who's John Goodman play? Santa is John Goodman. That makes perfect sense. Who's Rudolph then? This is a Christmas classic, and I haven't seen it in absolutely forever. Rudolph the movie. Aww, email notifications. Discogs, something from your want list is on sale. Is it the same seller in Greece relisting Victoria Chiquitis? It is! The exact same seller relisting it. Rudolph the movie has a U-cert. It's good condition, and there's not really much to say about the condition of that. Right, next tape. Ah, yes, this is a tasty one. We have Akira. This is Akira, the special edition, video 1, the original Japanese feature film in CinemaScope with subtitles. This is a subtitled edition. And video 2, the fascinating production report on the making of Akira. So it's a making of tape. Video 1, 124 minutes. Video 2, 49. Yeah, this is a neat release. Hey, Tack! This is a neat release. It cost me £1 in a charity... No. 50p in a charity shop 3 or 4 years ago. It's a very nice release to have. Subtitled Akira. Collector's Edition. Subtitled. Yeah, Accurate only has a 15 cert in the UK for some reason. Right. Rugrats, Dr. Tommy Pickles. That's right, more Rugrats. Five episodes on here, or 5 Rugrats remedies. Certificate U, condition, okay. Some teeth, question mark, damage, and chipped corners. I think the tapes with chipped corners all came from the same source. Do I have any version of Palworld? I'm afraid I do not. I did play it on Xbox Game Pass when it came out briefly. Are you concerned that Nintendo might start reaching their way into people's computer systems to watch if they're using Dolphin or or Citra or something like that? I see someone from Nintendo poking around in my system, I'll kill them. Here we have Saving Private Ryan, Steven Spielberg movie, the inspiration behind the Medal of Honor video game for PlayStation 1. Saving Private Ryan. 15 cert. Good. Sticker residue. Please stop asking me to convert to disable table suggestions forever and ever and ever, forever, ever. Oh, I would love to join. I don't have it. It just came out in a year where, you know, money is a more pressing issue. Otherwise, I probably would have got it. 15 cert. Yeah, conditioner, that's fine. Right, next tape. This is an ex-rental from Canterbury College. Basically, Canterbury College, they were getting rid of their VHS tapes while I was there studying on the games course in 2008. 2007, 2008. They were clearing out the library because they were having a new library installed, a bigger library. They were building a bigger library because their library wasn't already big enough. They were getting rid of their VHS tapes. And to give you an idea of how often well, let's just say 2010. Oh, somebody did take this out a few times in the past. 2010 must have been when I bought it. If I peel off the label that says 01 Feb 2010, I can see all the times it had been taken out. I can see briefly through 2 people borrowed it in 2013. Some people borrowed it in 2004. The point is, nobody was borrowing the VHS tapes. So they cleared their VHS tapes out. And instead of just putting them in landfill, they put them at the front of the library and they just asked for donations for them. So I bought every single VHS tape that they had at that library. And the first one is Hanabi, which I believe is a Takeshi Kitano film. I'm sure that the quality of this tape will be absolutely dog shit due to the fact that students have had it and studied it and ripped it and, you know. So I suspect that, you know, the quality of this tape is going to be awful when I actually finally watch it, but, you know. Canterbury College Learning Resources. Conditions for the loan of books. Books may be kept on loan for 3 weeks unless they are 1-week loans, overnight loans, or reference. Overnight loans are indicated by red tape. 1-week loans are indicated by red tape. Right, okay, so it's a 1 week or an overnight loan. I've had it for 10 years. It's got the postcode for Canterbury College and the words Canterbury College written on it in marker, which is fun. It definitely is a thing of beauty having an ex-rental tape that's been defaced by the learning institution that originally lended them out, but it's cool, and it's not the only one. Yeah, sounds better than just chucking them straight in a landfill, which definitely still happens. Here we have Walt Disney Classics Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast, which I've since picked up on Blu-ray, and I've heard that no one fucks like Gaston. I was going to ask, is the new one any good? The live-action one, but I know the answer. I know the answer. Of course it is. Because it's got Emma Watson in it. I won't say which government, because that will ruin the... What? The research. Oh. Pay for stores to destroy their food. I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. I've heard stories. Yes. So a great deal of my tapes are racist and xenophobic, which is great. To kickstart my VHS, to kickstart the restart of my VHS collection in 2023, shortly before I was made redundant, which made collecting videotapes difficult, I bought a giant, massive crate of VHS tapes, and this was one of them. Freddy Star, you wouldn't be able to watch nowadays, which is all the more reason why I want to put an Eddie Star tape on. Freddy Star, Eddie Star, Freddy Star. Freddy Fish. Yeah. These are incredibly hilarious, but incredibly offensive. Might be fun to cover them one day. Consider yourself learned that I have Oliver on VHS. It's one of those tapes that... This isn't my dad's copy, but my dad had this when I was growing up, and he used to watch this on VHS a lot. My parents have a very sort of theatrical background. I mean, I've been in 2 theatre productions. Amateur theatre productions, but I've been in 2 theatre productions. I'm not going to tell you which ones, because it would geolocate me like that. Right. The Martial Arts Collection, The True Game of Death, starring the real Bruce Lee. This is a tape where they had footage of Bruce Lee from other films, and they cobbled together a story with Bruce Lee's death in it. You know, these movies were 10 a penny in the 80s, and they were... God, even the publishing job in this one is rubbish. Running time blank, approx blank, mins color. Doesn't even have a running time on the label. These were made to cash in on the death of Bruce Lee. My country is around the size of a small US state. I never knew tumors could grow that big. Right. In this collection of tapes, there will be a lot of tapes called You Can Read. Now, the You Can Read tapes, my brother and I grew up on. They're how we learn to read, watch, learn, succeed. You can read, you can read, you can read. You can read, you can read. You can read. We watched a lot of these. At some point, Garlips and I do intend to go through the You Can Read tapes. But a lot of them... There's... Oh, God. Get out the case, you fucker. A lot of them... There is a visible white mold on the tape reel. So what that means is I have to get one of my spare VCRs that I don't watch anything in and run each of these You Can Read tapes through them several times, fast forward and rewind, And then I can watch them in my actual VCR. But yeah, I basically need to get all the mold off the reels before we can actually cover them. So you can read 13. I can read. We've got the full set. Gallops bought them a while back. There is no cert. I guess not applicable. Probably best for that. Okay. We basically just need to deal with the residue on the spools for most of these. Again, much the same. Here's video 11, eating out. Hopefully they mean food, because I have my concerns with the child on the cover. What will you have? I like the Great Enormous Hamburger, the Gingerbread Man, the Farm Word and Action Games. Okay, that's fine. That's pretty standard. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and copy. Just change that to video 11. Eating out. Next up we have Ungagged, Bernard Manning. Another incredibly offensive British comedian that they definitely wouldn't air any of his stuff on TV now. It's another one of those things that's going to be unlikely to find on DVD. I mean, I'm just saying that based on the fact I don't think they ever released any of his stuff on DVD. They might have. But I think even by the time DVD was big, you know, people were not interested in releasing Manning's stuff. I mean, yeah, this tape was released by Channel 5, who in the UK had sort of like a reputation for airing and putting out things that were offensive. Next tape, we have License to Thrill. This is a tape by Greg Stump. I spoke to Greg Stump roughly a year ago. I had plans to put out a video based on his film Dr. Strangeglove, which we will probably get round to at some point in this box. Strangeglove, and this as well, and a lot of his other movies, are skiing stunts set to amazing licensed music. I had a conversation with him over the phone. Very interesting man, very, very chatty, very polite, and he had a lot of fun stories about his ex-wife to tell me. The plan was to put a video out based on his films, and I never got round to it. But this is one of them, and I've got quite a few of his tapes. But a lot of these were... I think this one is legit, but a lot of them... Nope. Bootleg. A lot of his movies were bootlegged in the UK, which is... He explained to me that wasn't necessarily a bad thing, because it got his films out in front of more people. And it's because his films, especially License to Thrill and The Wizard of Oz, Blizzard of Oz, a pun on Wizard of Oz, were so successful in being bootlegged that Coors Light discovered him, and he got the Coors Light sponsorship. You can read 7 School. What did you do at school today? What did you learn at school today? What did you learn? Sorry, that was a truly horrendous Eurovision entry one year for us in the UK. Right, we got a new stack. So I think we should just blast through some you can reads. Video 5, space. Video 3, me. Video 2, birthday party. Video 8, shopping. And a very damaged video 9, playing games. So I'm just going to go ahead and make a note of all of those. Hey, Jacob, how's it going? So I'm just going to make a note of all of those. That's 5 tapes. 2, 3, 4, 5. You can read 06. Playing games. You can read 08. Shopping. You can read 02. Birthday party. Tencent in active talks to buy Ubisoft. Again? They already own a big chunk of Ubisoft anyway. Ah, actually, one of these I do want to talk about, and that's space. So I've mentioned before on live stream something called the horrible Urktar of Ore that frightened me as a child. That's on this tape. This is the tape the horrible Urktar of Ore is from. It's not so scary when it's in a little tape like this. I'm a grown-up anyway. I'm not scared by stupid little puppets and sequences anymore. Okay. Next stack. Magic Tricks You Can Do Video by Stephen Mulhern. I covered this on Junk Tape Lotto, and I have since, somewhere at the back there, where my finger is pointing, that is the box of magic tricks you can do, which I am still interested in covering at some point. Magic tricks you can do. Is there a cert on this one? Nope. In fact, this tape is blank spine and blank label. But it is the correct tape. Next we have a tape with no inlay. Damaged case. Blah. Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends Story and Song Collection. Okay. You see, condition, acceptable, no label, damaged box. Tape itself seems fine though. Right, here I have something called Moondial by Helen Cresswell. What happens to time when the sun shines on a moondial? Never seen this, have no idea what it is, but it's PG rated. General viewing, but some scenes may be unsuitable for young children. They're the best scenes, generally. Oh, this is BBC and it's sci-fi, because there's a lot of adverts for Doctor Who tapes in this box. In fact, all the adverts are for Doctor Who tapes. Yeah, not heard of Moondial before. It's a little bit of mold on the spool that needs clearing off, but otherwise it'll be fine. Moondial, that's PG, good, mold, fast forward once will be fine. Clear that. Schindler's List. Not seen it. I probably should see it, but I have not yet seen it. This is a movie that, from my understanding, is a masterpiece. But being Spielberg, I have my doubts. But I've heard good things. Not going to tell you what I've heard, because it might be spoilers for, like, one of the movie's key things. But Red Letter Media have talked about it before, and they've said good things about it. So I have faith. If them Red Letter boys say it's good, it's good. Min Sofa Gav Mit Pinky Finger. What? What? What did you just call my mother? Here we have the unedited Jim Davidson. Yes, I have a lot of incredibly offensive material on VHS. And yes, that's because I bought them all in bulk. Oh boy, I can get the CD of Jim's album Another Dirty Weekend for $8.75 from Effective Records, Mezzanine Floor, 235 Regent Street, London, W1R8AX. Or I can phone 01437-7670 if I dare. The unedited Jim Davidson. I'll give that a watch at some point. I hate the man. I can't stand him. I don't agree with a lot of his political views. But there was a time that his stand-up was incredibly funny. I can see the appeal. Right. Next star. Got any fans of BBC in here? And I'm not talking Big Black Cock, although there might be one in here somewhere. It's been a long time since I saw it. Here we have, from BBC Educational Publishing, Through the Dragon's Eye. Through the Dragon's Eye, there is more to the playground mural than meets the Dragon's Eye. When Gorwen the dragon comes to life, Jenny, Scott, and Amanda discover that the kingdom of Pelamar is in serious danger. This is based on, well, classroom reading material, basically. This is, again, material that was designed to help children learn how to read and teach them how to write stories. Yes, I'm looking forward to watching this through with my brother, because he watched it when it was on TV. I don't think I did. I think I might have seen it in the classroom. But this was one that he obtained, my brother, and then I decided to take ownership of it. That makes it sound like I stole it. I didn't. It was a case of, I've got a VHS player, I keep VHS tapes, let me look after it in my collection for you so you don't have to worry about where it is, basically. Certs, no certs, because it's educational, and it was originally in classrooms, I don't think there's a cert. Okay. Here we have A Fistful of Fingers. This is a film by Edgar Wright, the director of Shaun of the Dead, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, and Baby Driver. He's also the man behind my favourite British sitcom, Spaced. I've not seen this yet. I need to. It's a little bit of something on the spool, so that will need one fast forward before I watch it. Schindler's List is great, but a hard watch. So I've heard. Steven Spielberg presents Gremlins. Would you believe I've not seen Gremlins? I know. Truly unacceptable. Two is better. 2 is just off the wall. It's set in that, like, TV studio, isn't it? So they have full excuse to just go nuts with it and do whatever the fuck they want. Gremlins is a Christmas movie. Good to know. Okay, so Gremlins and Rudolph I'll put to one side when I'm putting them back in the box, so I've got them available as Christmas material. Yeah, I think Spielberg is the executive producer on it, because the director is Joe Dante, and you could tell because it's got all that crazy animatronic puppetry that Joe Dante is known for. But Steven Spielberg was executive producer. He was the one who said, if the Gremlins could speak English, they'd probably say, let's party. So it's his fault the Gremlins are nuts. Speaking of nuts, here we have another Freddie Starr tape. Freddie Starr, The Legend is Back, the most outrageous live show ever. New for 97. You have to be 97, otherwise you can't watch it. So I'm holding on to this one for a while. Freddie Starr, The Legend is Back. If you have to call yourself a legend, you're not one. Some case damage. Right. Next we have... This video has lost its original sleeve, only to be given one more original. Barry Manilow, The Best of Me. It's alright, I don't mind Barry Manilow's. Not to get into your privacy, but did you get the job or not? I had a phone call this morning, I did not get the job. However, they liked me, and they told me, you need to be keeping your eyes on the website at this time, on these days, because that's when the jobs for the new store that's opening next year, that's when they're going to go up. So I know when to keep my eyes out, and I know when to be looking. So there's potential for me to still be able to work with that charity. Just unfortunately not in that role, which is disappointing. Jackie Chan, To Kill with Intrigue. This, there was a guy at... Okay, let's back up a little bit. I think we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. There used to be a boot fair that was held at Canterbury in the old Park and Ride car park, until one Christmas they decided, oh no, we need the car park available on a Sunday morning for all the people who are going to go shopping, for the 2 people that go shopping on a Sunday morning. And then after that, they didn't reinstate the boot fair. So Canterbury's been without a decent boot fair for like 4 years. This was on one of the last things I got from that boot fair. There was a gentleman who used to have a Chinese neighbor. The Chinese neighbor had passed away, but the Chinese neighbor had basically entrusted all his VHS tapes onto this guy. And he said, you know, I don't watch VHS tapes. So this was previously owned by a super cool Chinese man who had a lot of decent taste in VHS, as we'll get to. Actually, the one tape I was hoping would show up, I think, is in my bedroom on the display. And that's my tape of Super Saiyan Son Goku Dragon Ball Z, the big green dub, the ocean dub. And that was another tape that this guy had previously owned. So the guy had good taste. Yeah, I've not seen this one, but you know, I'm open to it. To Kill with Intrigue. 18 cert. You love to see it. Right. Next stack. We got some more rental Canterbury College library tapes here. We have a copy of Uget's Monogatari, Uget's Story. I have this on Blu-ray now, I think. I think this was a Blu-ray I picked up because I knew it was about to go out of print. So I do have this on Blu-ray, but at the time I bought this, I didn't have very many Blu-rays because I bought this in... Well, it says 2012, but I swear I was not at Canterbury College for that long. I swear these were sold off in like 2010 or 2009. Anyway. Yeah, again, we've got Canterbury College written on one side and the postcode and all that fun stuff. Yeah. Former copy for students to lend out, to rent in order to do their studies. What's the Jackie movie where he dies because he touched a medallion and got immortal-like powers? It's called The Medallion. Next we have Masaki Kobayashi's Kwaidan, which I recently saw on DVD in a charity shop and they wanted a tenner for it. It was out of the question. I ain't paying that for a movie on fucking DVD. Besides, I have Kwaidan on VHS. I already have it on a good format. I don't think I would put in Miss Kobayashi's. Masaki Kobayashi's, not Miss Kobayashi's. Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid on VHS. Don't mind me. That's also Canterbury College X rental. Jim Davidson and the Boys live. This is, once again, incredibly offensive Jim Davidson, specifically doing a live stand-up show to military troops. So that gives you an idea how unbridled the comedy is. The sticker came off. Oh man, the sticker came off. That's funny. I don't have a glue to put that back on, so I'm gonna be careful then. I'll make sure that doesn't go anywhere. Oh dear. Jim Davidson and the Boys live. 18 cert, no surprise there. Label came loose, needs gluing. It's surprisingly common with VHS tapes, the labels coming off. It's the plastic the tapes are made out of. Family Classics, BBC Video. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. There's a little bit of damage to the sleeve. The sleeve has sunken down the case a little bit, which is annoying. I remember this inlay. This inlay was on some of the Wallace and Gromit tapes. Yeah, we had Close Shave as a kid. As kids, my brother and I. And I remember this inlay being in the Close Shave tape. Animal Hospital with Rolf Harris. Uh-oh. Britain is never shaking the allegations. The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Do I put that down as The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, the Wardrobe? Do I just put that down as The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe? It only says The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe on the spine. Great. He's always in the lead. Fireman Sam. He is consumed by greed. Fireman Sam. I used to like Fireman Sam as a kid. It's just more of that, propaganda. Well, I mean, nah, the fire service is alright. It's when you have a tape that's like how great law enforcement is, I sort of roll my eyes a little bit. Because you know for a fact they won't have an episode where, you know, policeman John gets accused of sexual assault. Mr. Blobby VHS tape. I know someone who needs that. I know someone who needs that. Oh, that wrong trousers tape. My brother and I used to have. Oh, funny bones. That tape's gonna be back. Holy shit. There's so much good stuff here. Playdays! Oh, Playdays. Damn. I need to relive my childhood. Fireman Sam, Spot of Bother. I have heard stories about Jim Carrey on The Grinch, like, doing real bad method acting. Like, well, not really bad method acting. He was very good at it. But basically, method acting is where if you're playing a character, you live like that character. You basically live in their method to get in their headspace. And I've heard that Jim Carrey basically lived as the Grinch before taking the role of the Grinch. I heard some nasty stories about his behavior on that film, on the production of that film. Right. Some more tapes here. We have a 2-on-1 Fireman Sam. I think that's meant to be like a 2-in-1 Fireman Sam. Hey, it's not really in bad condition. Oh no. Some child previously owned this tape and destroyed it. Not in a great condition at all. Fireman Sam 2-on-1. Back in a blaze of glory. 2 previously released videos on 1 bumper tape. Yeah, I know how it works. Hero Next Door, Lost Cat. Sleeve destroyed. Right, here we have a tape. This was from a boot fair. This is a tape about the Japanese car, the Skyline GTR, the Nissan Skyline GTR. In Chinese, in PAL format. This doesn't make any fucking sense. This is 3 things that shouldn't be together. And I played this tape and it killed one of my VCRs. So, yeah. So I think this came from a magazine or something originally. I think it came from a magazine originally, because here we have a best motoring, like, bumper sticker for your car. We have... I think these are VHS labels. Somebody's used 2 of them. And then this is fascinating. This is the little magazine The LM, Little Magazine. It's when I realized something was weird about this release. Here we have things like baseball caps, watches you could purchase, and a big write-up about these cars in what looks like traditional Chinese. That looks like traditional Chinese to me. This tape is weird. This is one of those weird things where when I saw it, I had to have it because nothing made sense. But this tape chewed up one of my VCRs when I played it. But on the plus side, I've ripped it. Might upload it to the Internet Archive sometime. So I don't even know how to begin, like, logging this tape down. How you would, like, log this tape. Should you put it best motoring? I'm just going to write best motoring Skyline GTR because there's no way in hell I'm going to be able to write down what it actually says. Jared Leto, who gifted his crew nasty gifts on the set of Sewer Slide Squad 2016. Wow. Yep, that sounds like method acting to me. The lid of this case won't stay shut. That lid won't stay shut anymore. We've got some more you can read. We've got video 10 and video 6. Video 6, Friends, and video 10, Transport. Yes, before you ask, I have watched this one. Do you have any Super Play DVDs? I have no idea what that is, so I'm going to say no. Yes, I've watched this before. Cock-Ups and Boobs, presented by Jimmy Jones. We locked Jimmy Jones in a room with over 1,000 hours of outtakes featured in the shooting of adult movies. When he eventually emerged some days later, his exhaustive research was complete. The result, Cock-Ups and Boobs, a hilarious concoction of saucy, sexy mishaps with comic voiceovers and sketches from Britain's favourite bawdy comedian. Citation needed. In Cock-Ups and Boobs, Jimmy has selected prime cuts for your enjoyment, from the girls who couldn't get it right on the night to the boob woman and much, much more. With our cheeky compere dressed in various outrageous costumes matching the on-screen dramas, you are invited into the saucy but comical world of the sex queens. So join Jimmy on a side-splitting trip through 60 minutes of seriously risque material from the world's leading producers of sexy films. Where better to watch Jimmy than his favourite environment of scantily clad and sexed semi-naked women? According to Jimmy, it's hard work, but somebody's got to do it. Produced by Pussy Galore. Co-directed by Simon Purvey Porter. Trailers and gameplay on DVDs. On DVD, no. I've got a VHS tape that's a official Sega Dreamcast sampler. With Sega Dreamcast trailers on it. Cock-Ups and Boobs, presented by Jimmy Jones. Fucking hell. It's not even that good. The box, like, made it sound like it was going to be really good, and then was kind of bleh. I was disappointed. Thomas the Tank Engine, Spooks and Surprises. Oh, Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends. Brand new episodes, brand new characters, first time on video. Pull out your video sleeve to find out lots of exciting Thomas the Tank Engine and Friends information on the reverse. My dear friends, when I heard the news that you wanted more stories about Thomas and all my engines, I could not believe my ears. It is most gratifying that our adventures here on the island of Sodor provide so much enjoyment for you all. The fat controller was watching a hot hentai at home. Suddenly, a butt walked in. Spooks and surprises. Like how it got this same price sticker twice. Oh, the Jimmy Jones tape, yeah. I feel like the circular one was from the distributor, and then the Woolworths one in the top right was because Woolworths have to have their own specific sticker for pricing. Right. You see, it's good. It's some damage, but it's fine. I don't have number 1, 2, or 3, but here's Crackdown 4. Oh, sorry, Death Wish 4. I don't have any of the other Death Wishes. This time it's war. Death Wish 4. This time it's war. Great films, great quality, great value. Classics, screen classics. I've never seen any of the Death Wish movies, but it is, yeah, canon. They're canon films, and canon are amazing. Red Letter Media have covered a whole bunch of canon movies on their channel, and they're all fantastic. I'd love to own some more. What? Crackdown? Yeah, sorry. Death Wish 4, the Crackdown. Not Crackdown as in the Sega Mega Drive game Crackdown. Or Crackdown as in the Xbox 360 game Crackdown. Or Crackdown as in, I don't know. Crack on down? Cut on down to the butter barn. We are almost on the final level of this box. And then everything can go back in after it's been locked. This VHS collection list will now allow me to identify if I've already got a tape. Even though my memory was fairly good over what tapes I already have. But... Families! Oh. That's not good. You can read, yes indeed, you'll succeed. You can read, you can read, you can read. You can read, you can read. You can read. You can read, you can read, you can read, you can read. Motherfucker, you can read, yes indeed. The Jungle Book's Jungle Cubs, Born to be Wild. They're wild, they're funny, and they're back. Your favorite characters from Disney's beloved classic The Jungle Book return for a comical look back at their vine-swinging adventures as Jungle Cubs. Oh, I see. It's a Tom and Jerry kids situation. I'm just going to put that down as Jungle Cubs. You have a vague memory of that tape. Cool. This one came out of a charity shop in Dover 3 months ago. thereabouts. 3 or 4 months ago. Oh boy. Man, I just really wish I could get, you know, I don't want to have to pay for it. I just want a free willy too. Free cuddly whale. I could get a free willy. Better than the original, a superb action adventure, says the Sunday Times. Perfect family entertainment, drama, thrills, suspense, and humor, says the Daily Star. Featuring childhood theme from Free Willy 2 performed by Michael Jackson, the King of Pop. Oh, that's cool. Okay. He was the... Tiny Toons connections to Looney Tunes. Well, they're owned by Warner Brothers. Do you mean, like, relationship as in, like, if one's the father of another? Potentially. Here we have a Clint Eastwood classic. This is a Dirty Harry Callahan film, The Deadpool, which I've yet to see. Go to a school run by the original Looney Tunes. Ah! That sounds about right, actually, from my memory. Don't remember a great deal of it. Here we have Babe, which for some reason I thought Francis Ford Coppola had worked on, but apparently he's never worked on any of the Babe movies. So I'm very confused. In the universe I come from, right, Babe was made by Francis Ford Coppola. Baramu. May sheep and dog and pig be true. Baramu. Fishing on Your Doorstep with Keith Arthur and Lee Deeks. I have watched this tape. It is the most goddamn boring thing ever. It is an old man and his grandson, I think, on a river in Milton Keynes. In fucking Milton Keynes, trying to catch fish. Oh yeah, let's go to a swamp plain and try and catch fish. Fishing on Your Doorstep. E for exempt from classification. And I think I've ripped it, so that's a plus. Huh. Interesting. So my brother and I were going to cover a Watch with Mother videotape. And we ended up having to watch with Mother The Next Generation because Watch with Mother The Next Generation was in our Watch with Mother tape box. But here I have a Watch with Mother that is the correct tape on the inside. I'm very confused. Are you sitting comfortably? Then let's begin once more and welcome back some old friends in a new compilation of 5 installments from everyone's favorite children's program, Watch with Mother. So this is the kind of shit that my mother used to watch on TV when she was growing up. McVicker. I've never seen this. I've heard extremely good things about this. The sleeve is glued onto the case for some reason. Ugh. Looks like somebody pissed in there. It smells like somebody pissed in there. Sentenced to 23 years, and he won't accept 1 day of it. Did he do it, though? Sleeve glued to case. Running out of places to put these VHS tapes. Because they're going straight back into the box I'm taking them out of. The real McCoy. Huh. They don't mention his name once on the box. They don't mention his name once. They just call him the real McCoy. Gotta watch the Japanese film Love Letter today. Oh, because the lead actress passed away. That's sad. The real McCoy. Why do I have this? Because it was amongst all those stand-up tapes, and I bought the whole lot in one go because I just wanted to get a bulk start on a VHS collection. This appears to be a horse racing trio. Second is a copy of Frankie Dettori horsing around that somebody, I guess somebody who really likes horses, couldn't hold it in. They just had to relieve themselves on the outside of the case. Now that looks like... No, there's no two ways about it. That looks like shit. That looks like bird shit. Let's take one of my ever-ready multi-surface cleaning wipes and see what we can do about this. Yeah, that's doing it, whatever it is. Ugh. Nasty. I got most of it off there. Yeah, I think it's bird shit. Based on the way it broke down when I was wiping it, definitely came across as very bird shitty. Where's my hand sanitizer? I think I've run out. Great. Oh no, there it is. My hand sanitizer. There's not much of it left. Ugh. Nasty. Alright, Frankie Dettori horsing around. Exempt. Good. Had to clean off bird shit. Desert Orchid, the video. This doesn't say exempt on the case, so... or on the tape, so I'll have to put down not applicable. Yeah, Desert Orchid was a horse that, for some reason, Britain fell in love with. Not quite sure why. Right. We are down to the final layer of this box. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33 tapes left to go through in this box. I don't know if I'm going to dig out the few tapes that are under the desk. I might. I don't think there's any more tapes. Oh, there's an Aristocats up there. Disney's Aristocats on VHS. I think the rest are in my room, or there's a box over there of sold as blank recorded tapes. Gonna try out Marvel Rivals? No. Nope. Not interested. I've already tried one shitty gacha game this week. I did boot up Infinity Nikki today to see if after the latest hotfix the stuttering was sorted. No. The world's greatest stunts. Tribute to Hollywood stuntmen. Oh, this is quite a local release. Delta Music PLC, Orpington, Kent. I know where Orpington is. The bootlegs of Greg Stump's tapes came out of Ashford, I want to say, which is fairly close to where I live as well. Doxing myself a little there. World's greatest stunts. With guest stars Mel Gibson, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mel Gibson, Michael Douglas, Charlton Heston, Tom Selleck, Patrick Swayze. Yep, they're not really guest stars. It's just footage from films they were in. Lol. The world's greatest stunts. Presumably exempt. Yeah. E for exempt. Right. Cliff Richard is Heathcliff. Not much to say about that. Somehow they got an exemption. I want to know how they achieved that. The world's wildest daredevils. Much the same idea, but daredevils instead of stuntmen. That should be exempt as well. Yep. Children's video favorites. Huxley Pig, The Herbs, Wimpole Village, Broomstick Cottage. Again, this is the kind of stuff that my parents would have grown up with. Well, actually, this is a bit newer. No, this is a bit newer. This is stuff that... Yeah, late 80s. In the style of older children's content. Tempo Video. I have all the time in the world for Tempo Video. Yeah, 1989, the Huxley Pig episode is credited as. So, a lot later than I thought. Children's Video. I don't think I would have seen any of these while they were on TV. But, definitely seen a tape similar to that growing up. Waterloo! Orson Welles. I don't think this is the kind of movie I would have watched, but it's one I own on tape, I guess. A lot of these is just, oh, I own this, I guess, because I bought so many in bulk. This was formerly my grandmother's tape, and then my brother and I inherited this tape, and then it stayed in my brother's collection for several years, and then it ended up in my VHS collection. The Adventures of Tintin. Destination Moon, Explorers on the Moon. Two episodes of the fantastic French Tintin animated cartoon. I want to show you one of my prized VHS possessions. Okay. Release! Cardcaptors the movie. Not seen on TV, plus free holographic sticker inside. You know, they say free holographic sticker inside, but you know, this is a pre-owned tape. There's no way there would be a holographic sticker inside. Actually, my copy is still plastic wrapped, complete with the holographic sticker. There will be a time I open this to watch it, but it will have to be the perfect time. But yeah, this is one of my proudest. It was 50p in a jumble sale. Right. Something Linkara knows quite a lot about. Tugging. There's tugs. This is the tugs tape I had as a child. It says Trapped, Ghosts, and High Winds. And ghosts used to terrify me because it was all foggy. It's a very foggy episode. It's very scary. As a child, it terrified me. So this is sort of like, I've always understood this to be a spin-off of Thomas the Tank Engine. I don't know how... Yeah. At the top, producers of Thomas the Tank Engine. Right, okay, yeah. Yeah, this tape got a lot of viewing as a kid. Trapped. Ghosts. I win. You. Good. Mold on spool. Probably clear it off there. Oh, I don't know. Oh, Betty, help me. Oh, some others do have them. Oh. I have always liked the actor Michael Crawford. I've always liked him as Frank Spencer. Genuinely, that is some of the funniest comedy of its era. This stuff has aged so well. And the Christmas special is usually on every year, and it's peak. It never stops being funny. See. Look up a kids show I liked called Martin Morning, and there was a new CGI. CGI. Why do they keep doing this? What was the recent one I saw in it? It pissed me off. It was like, why? Why have they done this? Oh fuck! What was it? Nope, it's gone. It's left my head. Copycat. Not seen it, but it might be the kind of thing I'd be into. It's got Sigourney Weaver in it, which is a good selling point for me. Sigourney Weaver is a good time. But no, I haven't seen it. Speaking of Wallace and Gromit, The Wrong Trousers. It's only a short film. Wrong Trousers. I can get a tape about Elizabeth, rest in peace. The Borrowers. Harry Enfield's television program. That's cool. So many classic things. Anyway, Wallace and Gromit. Looking forward to their new Netflix movie. Yes, so in the UK, that is airing on Christmas Day on BBC. And the Jonas Household we will be watching. Akira Kurosawa's Hidden Fortress, also known as Star Wars: A New Hope. Exist from the workplace. Welcome, Vlad. It is kind of like a workplace in a way. We're almost through logging my VHS tapes. You've come in at Akira Kurosawa's Hidden Fortress. This is actually the widescreen release, which is cool. This was also a Canterbury College acquisition, but I don't think they ever put it into renting. because this one is still sealed, and it has a Spring 2001 catalogue. I'll definitely want to have a look at that catalogue at some point, so it might be cool for a pillage the pile. Fantastic. Tape sealed with BFI catalog 2001. We have a movie I still have not seen. I've been meaning to. I don't like the way this case is warped and the mold that's visible on the back. The tape itself is fine though. Explain that one. Yeah, this tape is warped so badly it's hard to close the case. This is Scum, the film they tried to ban. Yeah, I have always wanted to watch this. It's just finding the mindset to sit down and watch it. Because it is a violent film. One that was very controversial when it released. You may notice that my VHS collection is mostly stuff I watched as a kid or stuff my parents watched as a kid. Incredibly racist and unfunny stand-up, and tapes that were banned. That's my collection. 18, bad, box warped, mold on sleeve. Right, next stack. What? We're almost through the tapes. Cheese factory that produces Wallace's favorite cheese nearly went down. Yeah, Wensleydale cheese was saved by the Wallace and Gromit films, which I find quite funny. I don't like it. It's sort of like a brie. It's sort of like a. If it was like a brie, I'd enjoy it. It's sort of like a Stilton, which is not what I'm into. I'm not a blue cheese guy. I don't like blue waffles, and I don't like blue cheese. Freddie Starr, speaking of incredibly offensive and outdated stand-up comedy, Freddie Starr, live and dangerous and very, very rude. And here he is, dressed up like a certain famous politician from Germany in the 1940s. Freddie Starr, live and dangerous. One of these days I will sit down and watch his tapes, and I'm sure I will hate them immensely. But I'm worried I might actually laugh at them, in which case then I'm in an even tougher situation. Maybe I should watch them on a You Laugh, You Lose. I want to do a You Laugh, You Lose, because Vinny Vinesauce did one recently, and it looked like a lot of fun. I would lose a lot, because I laugh a lot. I laugh at the stupidest things. From the creators of The Naked Gun and Airplane, Top Secret. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is a Zucker and Zucker production. And I've heard very good things about this film. So, fun fact, I can't remember the name of the actor, the guy who played Grand Moff Tarkin in Star Wars. Can't remember his name. When they wanted to get his likeness in Rogue One, Peter Cushing, that's it, nice one. You're quick on the draw. When they wanted Peter Cushing's likeness for Rogue One, they couldn't get his likeness because the guy was, dead. So they actually used the face cast that was made for the Top Secret movie in order to recreate his face. So the face cast that was made for this movie is how they recreated Grand Moff Tarkin in Rogue One, which is fascinating. I've been meaning to watch this one because it's very funny. There's a whole bit where there's a fight scene, and the characters, like, I'll spoil one thing. Okay, I'll spoil two things. Number one, there's a scene where a character is sat next to a phone, and it looks like the phone is very close to him. He picks up the phone, and, like, it's a massive phone. That's one joke from this movie. Another joke from this movie, there's a fight that's going on, and it's getting carried out through a town. They go underwater, and they are at the bottom of a river fighting underwater. That's the kind of movie this is, and that's why I've always wanted to actually sit down and watch Top Secret, because everything I've heard about this movie is it is nuts. Definitely the kind of thing I would enjoy. Joe Longthorne, A Man and His Music. I have never heard of this man. I have no idea who this man is. But apparently this contains 22 of his best-loved songs. Never heard of this guy. Ever. Actually, I want to lowercase those. So that's how it's written on the tape. This is exempt from classification. I've watched this. It's shit. Cinderella Live. Don't worry. That's perfectly safe to show on YouTube. It's just a bare ass. This was dog shit. This was absolutely dog shit. Titanic, the bougiest of beat-em-ups. Nothing on earth can rival the epic spectacle and breathtaking grandeur of Titanic. The director for Rogue One went on to see Episode 4 when he was 5 years old and asked himself, what are the sacrifices Leia was talking about when she mentioned how the Death Star plans were obtained? Sometimes a single line can spark an entire sequel. That's how Beetlejuice was made. Titanic. It's been a very long time since I saw this. I don't think I've ever seen this all the way through in one go. Like, I've seen bits of it on TV. Crash, crash, crash. And this one is covered in bird shit too. Oh my god. Yeah, I disapprove of Disney decanonizing the LucasArts Star Wars extended universe, because I'm gonna level with you. I'm a Star Wars fan, asterisk, and the asterisk is I am a fan of the extended universe, specifically from the video games, because that's the Star Wars I fell in love with, not the movies. I fell in love with the video games. That's the Star Wars I love. So it does bother me that Disney like killed all of that. And they've got their own Kyle Katarn XP. Why don't they just use Kyle Katarn? This is Crash, Crash, Crash. It's another tape similar to that Daredevil's tape. This is just footage of basically cars crashing in racing situations. I have heard that Andor is like the most solid Star Wars thing in decades. Here we have another tape of this Joe Longthorne fellow that I still have no idea who the fuck he is. Again, this was in the bulk of the tapes that I got all in one go. It's basically Joe Longthorne, a whole bunch of racing shit, horse racing stuff, and that, you know, British stand-up. Joe Longthorne live in concert. This is E for exempt. This is El Cid. This is... Yeah, I was gonna say this is an epic, isn't it? And it is. 172 minutes. Familiar with the myth? It's very long, which is why I've never watched it. U for Universal. It's in good condition. Right. I'd say we've got 2 stacks left. Am I going mad? No, I'm not going mad. You literally did call Jacob sushi. It's good. I'm just making sure I wasn't going mad. Right. Second to last stack. And then I'm thinking we might grab some of the tapes from the bedroom. Some of the tapes I want to put away. Because there's a couple of tapes from here that I want to put on display in the bedroom. Yes. The hills are alive with the sound of music. It's cool. No one's getting criticized for calling people the wrong name. It's fine, Keshi. Vlad. Haven't seen Keshi in a while. Sound of Music. Who cares? It's fucking Sound of Music. Why do I even own it? Miyazaki. Princess Mononoke. This is a cool one to have on VHS. Miramax release. This was before Disney got their grubby mitts all over. Oh. Yo, I got a receipt in here. How much did I pay for it? Right. There are 3 items on this receipt. DVD/video 20 pence, other music 50, and DVD/video 50. I reckon it's other music, and I paid 50 pence for this. That sounds about right. Mononoke. PG. Good. Some case. Nothing serious. Sound of Music is my mom's favorite movie. I'm so sorry to hear that. My condolences. Another Joe Longthorne tape. Who the fuck is this man? And why do I have 3 tapes that all claim to be the best of him? 50 minutes of solid gold entertainment from Joe Longthorne. I sense a mystery coming along. Who the fuck is Joe Longthorne? YouTube documentary, 2 hours long. He's Joe Mama. No pain. Best of Joe Longthorne. Exempt from classification. Somebody was a Joe Longthorne fan. Once. Digitally restored plus original credits, we have comedy classics, Laurel and Hardy. 3 Laurel and Hardy films. 61 minutes in total. He's a singer and impressionist from the UK, passed in 2019. I kind of feel bad now about asking who the fuck he was. Well, maybe I should listen to his music in memory. I would say in loving memory, but I didn't know who the fuck he was until today. Frankie Dettori... Oh my god, more horse racing. Frankie Dettori's Magnificent Seven. Tapes like these can always end up being destroyed, taped over, used as part of a skit. You know, there's value to be had in these tapes. If not watching them, then destroying them in a Magnificent Seven kind of way. Magnificent Seven, you have to be careful, because I'm pretty sure there is a pornographic tape called Magnificent Nine. Sources, my collection. Frankie Dettori's Magnificent Seven. Exempt from classification. More Jim Davidson. For the record, these were all bought in bulk. Jim Davidson. The Truth. The sequel to The Hateful Eight, The Magnificent Nine. Yes, I was quite surprised to find that that Ron Jeremy was an actor in The Magnificent Nine. Strictly adult viewing, this tape says. £12.99 when it was originally sold. Oh, Jasper Carrot. Back when he was a comedian. Before he did Golden Balls. 100 minutes of You Been Framed. That might be fun to have. That might be fun to own. The Very Best of Les Dawson. No, I think I can live without Les Dawson. Cert. There's a gap in the series, but we got Ocean's 11 after. Trying to think of something with 10. Yeah, basically it went Magnificent 9, and then there was a cartoon sort of reboot called Ben 10, and then we had Ocean's. There we go. Right, last stack. I'm going to clean this box. All the tapes go back in. Right. We have a Greg Stump tape here. We have Groove in the Key of Ski. This is another Greg Stump movie. So much like Blizzard of Oz, Doctor Strangeglove. This is a film that is clips of skiing and sometimes snowboarding stunts set to fantastic music, mainly stuff like Frankie Goes to Hollywood, that sort of thing. Let's see who we got on this one. 808 State, Seal, Iggy Pop, Massive Attack, Joe Jackson. Yeah. That sounds like a good soundtrack to me. And this is another, yeah. Oh, Maidstone, yeah. Ashford Road Maidstone. So this is another local bootleg, which is what makes this one particularly fascinating. Groove in the Key of Ski. And because it's a bootleg, it doesn't have cert. Yeah, local bootleg, that one. Ski better now. This is not a Greg Stump tape. This is just a typical how to ski tape. Got any Hammer stuff in this haul? Unfortunately, I don't have any Hammer. Not that I'm aware of. The horror movies I have are sort of weird lesbian interest stuff. Like The Girl Slaves of Morgan Le Fay, or well, I wouldn't describe Dead Time Stories, aka creepy fairy tales. What's it called? I wouldn't describe that as lesbian interest, but Morgan Le Fay I would describe as lesbian interest. Yeah, this is just a standard teaching people how to ski tape. It came in a bulk set with those two Greg Stump tapes that you saw today. I'm going to begin by saying I haven't seen these movies yet, and you're all going to hate me. But I have never watched a Rambo film. I know. Offended, unsub, I understand, if you have to. This is Rambo Trilogy. First Blood Part 2, and Rambo 3. To give you an idea of how these tapes look, these are gorgeous, pristine copies in cardboard sleeves, but the previous owner, well, on that one they were, okay, the previous owner wrote something on the back of this one. They wrote 14 minutes of ads. Thanks for the heads up, previous owner. Apparently this tape has 14 minutes of ads. For whatever reason, this is in a nice case, and then it's in a second nice case. Maybe to keep the tapes safe. It also makes the tapes fart when you put the lid on. Right, so I guess I had a box set right at the top, so I need to follow. Right, just call it Rugrats Video Collection. 3 tapes. Okay. So, Rambo, the trilogy. 18 set. Great. 3 tapes. Back of First Blood has writing. I feel like I preface most of these tapes with haven't seen this, but never even heard of this. This is Fairy Tale: A True Story. A Warner Brothers film? It begins in the midst of World War I when 2 young cousins who claim to have seen and photographed fairies set in motion a chain of events neither they nor the great minds of their time could stop. Oh, is this about the girls who created fake fairy photographs? Yeah. Couldn't do something like that nowadays, because if you did a good job with a fake photograph now, you would basically, if it looked too good, people would say it's fake or it's AI or it's Photoshop. And if it looked too bad, people would go it's fake or it's AI or it's Photoshop. There's no way you'd be able to take a photo of a fairy nowadays. There's no way you'd be able to. Fairy Tale: A True Story. you. Last two tapes. Jim Davidson. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something fuck. Right, we have one tape left. It's a Jimmy Jones tape, and it also appears to have something on it, presumably shit. Oh, that's not on the outside of the tape. That's on the sleeve. Or some of it's on the sleeve. Well, some of the sleeve has come off and got stuck to the plastic of the kit. This is horrid. Jimmy Jones, an audience with the governor. And the case, as you can see, is fucking nasty. Right. As it happened, Jimmy Jones, an audience with Gov. No. Fucking hell. Right. Right. I know there's a couple of VHS tapes down there. They are a bit buried. Also want to clear all the lint and stuff out. Oh! Ooh. One, please, just one. Right. So much like lint and shit at the bottom of this box. And I can only assume that some bugs flew in and died in here. Yeah. These look very bugular. It's amazing how much residue insects leave, isn't it? And they fly into something and just die. Ugh. Right. Let's put all the tapes I'm unlikely to want to ever watch ever at the bottom. So, I'm unlikely to watch Frankie Dettori. Basically go in reverse order, isn't it? Jim Davidson, Jimmy Jones, El Cid. Jim Davidson's Cinderella. The Sound of Music. Joe Longthorne. Joe Longthorne. Tetep. Joe Longthorne. Top Secret, I'll keep to one side. Friday Star. Come on. Cock ups and boobs I've ripped anyway. Motoring magazine. Tape that killed my VHS. Bernard Manning. Oh. Really, this would be a lot more interesting if you had a camera view of the box as I'm loading it. Alright. Gets mono. There's certain things I don't want to bury, and then there's other things I don't care if they get buried. I'm trying to do the things I don't care if they get buried first. I think we're doing good, but burying the things I want buried. They're fine. Go on top. All's fine. And maybe. Oh, Cadfell. Cadfell can go. Need about 5. Yep. Jim Davidson. Barry Manilow. Come on, you can get in there. Okay, right. Bottom layer. Next layer. Get all the you can read sort of together. Doesn't matter if they're not in order. Must be a couple that's somewhere else. So I can't name off the top of my head which tapes are missing, but I do feel like there's a couple of tapes missing here and there. At least now I have inventory of my VHS tapes. Or at least a start on an inventory of the VHS tapes. Rugrats. Yeah. Let me fit that in here. No. It's right. Layer 3. Yeah, this box was more or less full to begin with. I don't think I'll be able to add tapes to this box. Back here, you fucker. Is this a sponsor stream or can I tell cringe jokes? Yes, we are sponsored by VHS tapes. It's not a sponsor stream. A sponsor stream would have a disclosure in the title and description. For example, hashtag ad. If it were a sponsor video game, for example, let's pop over to the game screen, then we would have text that says, oh, I haven't updated it for my layout. We would have text that says, a key for this game was provided by the publisher. That box was pretty much full to begin with, so we're not getting any more tapes in that box. But at least we've gone through them now and identified them all, which is nice. Where the fuck is the lid? When I put a lid in all this excitement? It's sat on the lid. That is annoying and all. Oh! Heavy. Oh. I'm back. Yes, that's a very good joke, because the humor, you see, the joke, the punchline is based on the understanding that typically the other hole refers to the anal sphincter, whereas in this case, the comedy, the Steve Stomedy comedy here is that it's actually the hole that would typically be the regular hole. And that's what's funny. I get it. It is a funny joke. Right. The VHS box full of VHS tapes is now on the bottom. And the CDs are now on top. Any more VHS tapes will go in the CD box. Reddit GPT would be along the lines of, I'm sorry, I cannot tell you why that joke is funny, because it is offensive. Oh, we got a box on top. What box have we got on top? Ah! Okay, that's Skylanders portals. Good to know. Right, what the fuck is in this box? What's in this box? Actually, I'm going to need that if I decide to do an Amiga stream this month. I'm going to need that. So I'm going to need to make sure that doesn't go missing. Oh, this thing's legit. You put batteries in it, right? You plug this dongle into a PC, and it's a wireless trackpad, mouse, and keyboard. It's pretty cool. Monster sticker? Just checking for any CDs or anything that's immediately relevant to my interests. Another monster sticker. A DSi, apparently. Right, nothing I need immediately in that one. So for the time being, get that. This means I can now go through that. This is an empty box. The stream may be over. Hello? I'll be there shortly, thank you. I have been summoned. Victuals have been prepared. So, at the very least, over the past 2 hours, we've got all the VHS tapes logged. There are a couple that are in this box down here, and I think I am going to actually deal with them right now, just because they're on my mind. Okay, we have children's favorites, bedtime stories, Sooty, Rainbow, Button Moon, and we have Bound, the full uncut version. I told you I had lesbian interest tapes. I'll get those two logged fairly shortly. What have I got here? Rennies. Are these Rennies in date? Expiry 10/2023. No. These Rennies are not in date. What about these Calms? Are these Calms in date? Expiry March 2025. The Calms are in date. The Rennies are not. I've got one paracetamol left. This was a box that I prepared to take with me when I went to Insomnia last year. That little plastic box full of meds. Okay, tell you what. We'll end on a bang. What do you have to say for yourself, Tinky Winky? He's beatboxing Tinky Winky. He's a rare variety. Until next time, if we live that long, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.